You know, as technology is rapidly transforming the financial landscape, younger generations, especially Gen Z, are embracing digital tools, promising convenience and control. Join me now to discuss some of these tools, Daniel Shahmoradian, a wealth management advisor for Northwestern Mutual. Daniel, thanks for coming in. Sure appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk a little bit about Gen Z. We're talking early, mid-20s here. There's a lot of tools available to this age group to help with finances. Can you walk us through how that may be helpful, but also a hindrance?
Yeah, you know, and it's interesting. There was a study done by Northwestern recently where they were just looking at do people really prefer to kind of use all these tools like AI and robo-advisors and just all the different kinds of kind of financial education apps that exist out there, or they still kind of prefer engaging, with more of a human element. And it'd be interesting, you can go look up the report yourself and read it, but it shows, on average about 4 times as many people really prefer engaging with somebody still. And I think a big part of the reason for that is, these tools are really practical for especially day-to-day budgeting, making sure you're saving consistently, helping you understand your money, your cash flow. But they lack a lot of things like just collaboration, seeing where your blind spots are, just making sure that you're kind of building your own financial literacy. So you really know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about, right? As opposed to kind of outsourcing all of it. So there's a lot of opportunity, with all these new apps coming out and kind of where AI is really penetrating our marketplace. But it certainly is dangerous, I think, if people start implementing too many of these without really knowing what they're doing. Even.
Right. I was going to say, the scammers have gotten really smart these days, right? So they can put together apps that make it look like they're there to help you, and then all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you protect yourselves against that? How do people at home, the investors?
Well, I would say, obviously the easiest thing is, if you can work with someone, doesn't even have to be an advisor. Obviously I'm biased, right? But if you could work with somebody that can kind of help you. People have gone through it before, right? Even when I help people retire, I think like for them, it's the first time they're retiring. For me, I've done it dozens of times, right? Because I've worked with clients through that experience before. So same thing even for the younger generation, though, as they're starting to build wealth, right? As they're starting to try to figure out how to save and how to budget. If you can, find mentorship, right? Whether that's from family members or friends or an advisor, right? It's going to be so much better than you trying to kind of go it on your own and hope that what AI is telling you is relevant for you, right?
Yeah.
With the limited context it's going to have about your life and situation.
Right.
And, it's like everything's so nuanced.
You've seen so many different generations come to you with plans and retirement and everything. How has this changed so much for this Gen Z generation? What are some of the different ways that they have to look at retirement?
So the good side, I hope I'm not sounding negative. Like the good side of it, I think, is it's getting people who otherwise might not think about or do anything with their money just because they maybe feel too overwhelmed or too intimidated to go talk to somebody.
Sure.
It's opening a door for them to, again, use some of these apps to start saving consistently. I like a lot of it there. It's helping people budget, but I think the downside again would be, I don't know, maybe if it's the wrong word, but I would say it's almost like enabling that behavior to just outsource it and to not really take some ownership, on your own financial literacy. Mm-hmm. And so that would be my biggest fear. I'm a little bit older, but I know a lot of people in that generation I care for, and that'd be my concern for them is and then it kind of catching up with them late. They never really did thorough planning with somebody who could really help them through against those blind spots, not realizing the things that, maybe this seemed like a good idea today, but I wasn't thinking about where it was going to get me 10 years from now.
Sure.
And those 10 years are going to go by one way or another. And it's that's where you're going to be. So, yeah.
So there's lots of tools out there. Are there any that are beneficial to people that just want to make sure that they're budgeting the right way, or they're at least making some good money moves?
Yeah, and there's a lot now that do a lot of aggregation. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of exciting. And I think it's important that when you're working with a wealth management company or an advisor that we're bringing a lot of those tools to the table. Also, we're using new AI tools to kind of consolidate and analyze data ourselves.
Right.
And so another thing that's nice is, of course, we can kind of take it to the next level, more than the consumer can do out on their own. But yeah, there's a lot, especially in aggregation. So it's just helping you. It's like I don't know if you've heard this, but they say the best way to lose weight is get on a scale every morning. It's same thing with your financial health. Something that just helps you look at what does your balance sheet look like? How's that moving over time? What does your cash flow look like? Right, your savings and spending habits. that's a great way to just start.
Sure.
You know?
Right.
Just, especially if you feel like you're not in good financial shape, that's a good way to get going.
Yeah. And then, of course, they can always get in touch with you or other financial advisors, right?
Oh, yeah. San Diego's a hub for financial advisors.
There we go.
There we go.
What's a good website if people want to reach out to you or learn more about this or more on tips on ways to save and do the right way to do it?
So we call our broker dealer, Northwestern Mutual. If you look them up, they have a ton of great articles and information, good conservative companies. So you're not going to find anything crazy or too far out there. And then, my website is my name, a real easy name to spell, but daniel.shahmoradian.nm.com.
Okay, Google it up. We got to make sure we're in tip-top financial health here, too. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
thank you very much. Appreciate it.